Pimp actually got on Atlanta radio, and he shitted on everybody. And
I wouldn't say he shitted on everybody. He was very honest about how he saw the world.
How he saw the world. And
you know what I'm saying?
You know what it was?
And people are scared to be honest about how they see shit. People want to say...
Now we understand that. But back then, that was too advanced.
No, and even I was like, "What is he doing?" And there were people that were like, "Yo, this is crazy. Like, people are about to go off on Pimp." I'm like, "Nah, this will probably be 50-50."
Yeah,
and they were like, "You're crazy. Like, Atlanta ain't the East Coast." I'm like, "You don't understand how people love Pimp C. Yeah. This will probably be about 50-50. And it became that kind of a situation.
Nah, I'll be honest. I think it's 70-30. Pimp's way. Pimp's way. Like, everybody agreed with Pimp, and I did too. Also, the East Coast.
And it was because Pimp had been very honest and open and eventually right about a lot of shit before then.
Right.
So when he gave that opinion, even people that lived in Atlanta kind of had to be like, I know what he's saying, but then I also know what he means.
Right.
Right? And maybe he didn't.
He was wrong,
and maybe he didn't say it in the right way, but I know what he meant, because then they was like, "Yo, you're saying Atlanta was the gay capital of the world," and he's like, "Okay." Right.
There.
And at that time, people were like, "Yo, you were wrong for that." But now, in retrospect, if you go to Lenox Mall, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm sorry, he was right.
There was something there.
Like a lot of black people that are trying to explore their sexuality or trying to confirm their sexuality are finding themselves in Atlanta, in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's been like that. And there was a very ugly undercurrent of people that were on the down low, and that was another thing he was trying to expose. Because we knew
he exposed it.
Because here's the thing. Right. Pimp C was not homophobic. Pimp C had no problem with gay people.
Message.
Pimp C's problem
was not homophobic.
Quit hiding the fact, whatever you are, be that.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you fucking up, as he would say.
Yo, whoever that nigga is right there is fly.
Pimp's problem was, when you're on the down low, you're, quote, the population. Right? And that was his problem. If you gay, be gay, let everybody know who you are so we can identify that and separate that and be like, okay, so you leave the women alone. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody.
I'm going to cut you off for 1 second, man.
Don't cut me off, man.
That's probably the first time I actually really love
How did we just get to
Jeezy. Jeezy, because Jeezy, the biggest artist, he could have just turned around and just shitted on Pimp C. He could have said something bad. But you know what Jeezy did? Jeezy shut up. I'm not saying...
And I'll be honest, that was out of our respect. His respect for our relationship.
No, and Jeezy's my brother.
Because Jeezy didn't know Pimp. Jeezy knew me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on. Describe that, please.
Well,
break that down.
Jeezy rolled for Pimp, like Free Pimp C and all of that.
Yeah,
because,
I know.
Because he loved me.
I knew how hurt he could have been.
But Jeezy didn't have that relationship with Pimp and vice versa.
Oh.
And so Pimp didn't really know who Jeezy was as a person.
Wow.
But
I didn't know that.
In the middle of whatever he was doing, he felt a certain way about something.
Right.
And it put me and Jeezy in a funny position. Because Jeezy's gotta represent his hood. Right. And he's got to do what he has to do.
Right.
And I'm telling him, look, whatever you feel you need to do what you got to do. And
he didn't.
But at the end of it's not that he didn't. No.
That's what made me respect Jeezy.
Jeezy did everything he was supposed to do.
Okay.
And he'll never say this, and obviously we're drinking, that's why he thinks that. But the reality was Jeezy did everything he was supposed to do. We did everything we were supposed to do, and God kept us away.
That's beautiful.
From each other.
Jeezy
was ready to do whatever he had to do to handle his situation, and we were ready to do everything we had to do to handle our situation, and God intervened. That's just it. And then now, like, Jeezy's, he's never not been my brother. And Pimp has never not been my brother.
Of course.
And so God was like, look, I don't want you to have to choose between brother and brother. So here's what we're gonna do.
And how difficult is that for you? Like,
it wasn't. It wasn't difficult at all because Jeezy had to do what he had to do, and I had to do what I had to do. And as many
I'm just talking about in general.
It wasn't. It wasn't like I said. Jeezy knew what he had to do.
Right.
I knew what I had to do.
Right. And you maintain that.
And he did too. And that's why we can still stand together as men and speak and whatever, because nobody got compromised in that position.